Ready Player One was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. Like many, I've seen a lot of Steven Spielberg's films growing up, and I've wanted to see him go back to his roots and just make a fun adventure movie that everyone can enjoy, and it looked as though this would be that movie. So now, Ready Player One has finally arrived. It's time to review it.
Help us save the Oasis.
So as I said, I used to watch a lot of Steven Spielberg movies growing up, and a lot of them went on to become some of my favorite movies of all time, but I have to say, I haven't loved a lot of his most recent movies. The last Spielberg movie I watched in cinemas was the BFG, and although it was far from the worst movie I've ever seen, it was still pretty bad in my opinion. But the trailers for Ready Player One looked pretty incredible, and it looked as though this could be a new Spielberg classic. So now that I've finally seen Ready Spaghetti One, that sadly isn't the case. This movie was a lot better than the BFG, but it was also quite a big disappointment in my opinion. Let's start off with the positives. I thought most of the scenes in the Oasis were pretty great, and luckily this takes up most of the movie. There were only two scenes that I didn't like in the Oasis, and I'll get to those later. But everything else was visually stunning and incredibly detailed with pop culture characters scattered across every scene. Speaking of, for a geek like me, it was undeniably cool to see all these pop culture characters in the same movie interacting with each other. As for the negatives, the first 15 to 20 or so minutes of the movie is just full of pointless narration from Wade. At one point, he even says that H is his best friend in the Oasis, and that could have easily just been shown to us. Plot is also stupid, and there's quite a lot of plot holes. There's a lot of coincidences, and some characters just make some incredibly stupid decisions just so something else can happen. The movie also felt really overcrowded. Like, so overcrowded in fact that there's a scene where these two important people die, and it's just glossed over like it's nothing so we can make room for the next scene. Also, there's a lot of dumb jokes that don't land at all, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. There's this one scene where they just beat you over the head with these iconic scenes from a different movie. Even though some people consider that scene to be the highlight of the movie, I just found it to be incredibly annoying. Okay, mild spoiler alert here, but the movie has the worst character arc I've ever seen. Alright, that may have been a slight over-exaggeration, but whatever. When we first meet the character Samantha outside the Oasis, she's really self-conscious about her birthmark. You can't really see it here, it kinda just looks like a shadow. Oh, here's a good image, okay. So anyway, she thinks it makes her ugly, but then later she realizes it doesn't make her ugly, and it doesn't matter. And that's her entire character arc. I don't know, maybe in the future it doesn't matter how you look, if you got a birthmark you're instantly ugly, but I just found that character arc really dumb. Overall, Ready Player One was pretty enjoyable for the most part, but far from the Spielberg comeback that I hoped it would be. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. Anyway, that's what I thought about Ready Player One. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. If you want, you can follow me on Twitter @CinemaGeekYT, leave a comment and subscribe for more videos like this one.